Hey guys, it's Christina. How's it going? Well, I have been teaching for a long time. So long, I'm starting to forget how long I've actually been teaching, which is so crazy. So sometimes I have to go back and be like, okay, I graduated in 2009, but I technically started in 2008. That's when I started my internship. Anyway, it's now been 13 years. I have taught for 13 full years. It's so crazy. I can't even believe it. So, if you've been teaching for a while, I'm sure you've gotten to that point where you're like, okay, how do I find motivation as a teacher? It's not that I don't love my job, because I love it and I love my career, but I think sometimes it just becomes routine and we just get used to doing things like repetitively every single year, and sometimes we kind of lose that drive a little bit. So I've been thinking a lot about that this summer, and I've been like really finding some more drive again and motivation. So I wanted to share some ways that I have been finding that for myself. By the way, if you are a newer teacher, you can definitely still use these tips, of course. No matter where you're at in your career, because we still want to have that drive and that enthusiasm and that motivation. So if you're looking for like a little pick-me-up, hopefully this video will give you some ideas on how to do that. Okay, so I think it's important for us as teachers to grow and learn about things every single year. I'll either read a book, I'll listen to podcasts, like I've really been on the hunt for good teacher podcasts. So if you know of some, let me know. I have one that's going right now, but yeah, I would love more suggestions. So comment below if you have some suggestions. So there's that. I've been reading, and I've also been doing like classes over the years. Like if they offer some kind of an in-service, I'll be honest, I don't always go to every single one, especially if it's in the summer, because that's kind of tougher for me. But if it's one they offer for my team to do together, or it's something we could do after school or whatever, sometimes I will do those, and they've definitely been so valuable. I think it's important for us to keep learning about things and evolving. I know for me, some of the things, I'm starting to learn this, by the way, some of these things I did my very first few years of teaching might not work as well as they used to anymore. I mean, times are changing, the kids are changing, and so I think it's important for us to continuously learn and grow. Okay, speaking about going to like conferences or trainings or anything like that, there's this one I went to this summer that was so good. I was actually not gonna go because I've gone to a similar one before, and I thought, you know what, I've already done this, I don't need to do it again. But my team was like, you should do it with us, you know, and so I did, and it was so awesome. It was all on PLCs. We got this great book, Learning by Doing. I got like a t-shirt, I should have worn it today. There were all these great presenters, and they gave us so many great tips and just things like that we could do to help with our test scores and to help the kids succeed. Like I've said in one of my past videos, that's something I'm working on. I'm working on their test scores, and I've come a long way, but I still could use some work in that area. So anyway, I want to do so much this year to push for good scores. Of course, like I'm still gonna have fun and keep it balanced, but I want the kids to feel successful. I want them to feel driven. I want them to feel just so like excited to be at school. For example, from this conference, I remembered, you know, playing sports growing up, and I remembered having coaches and having them push me, challenge me, really try to get me to work hard and to be the best I could be. And I want to be that as a teacher. And of course, I've always tried to do my best with them, and I've always tried to challenge them, but I want to do that even more, and I want them to have this growth mindset and to have grit. I think it's another thing that can really help you find that motivation is to think about certain questions and think about what your answer to that would be. So the first question I thought about is, why is this your passion? Why is this something that you want to do? And for me personally, I thought, you know what? I want these kids to be even better people after being in my classroom. I want them to have drive. I want them to learn to get along with others. I want to be inspirational to them. And just thinking about that just gets me more motivated for the next year. So why is this your passion? The next question I thought about is, what am I passionate about while I'm teaching? Like, what is it that like really is like one of my top priorities for them? And one thing I've noticed is it's so important to me that the kids are nice to each other, that they learn to, you know, function socially and to function well and to be respectful. I also think it's so important that they learn to set goals and to know that they can do whatever they set their mind to. So whatever those things are, that's what you can put more into your year throughout the year. So I really love self-improvement. And so that's something I'm really going to work on with the kids a lot more next year. I think it's becoming more and more, you know, obvious to me or apparent to me that the kids need to learn how to have grit. They need to learn to work hard, even if things are really tough, you know what I mean? And not to give up. So anyway, just find out what it is that you're really passionate about while you're teaching. Okay, if you are still lacking motivation, I just brainstormed a few things you can do, maybe to light that fire again or get more excited about teaching. And here's a few things. Number one, you can go onto Pinterest and you can just look at some of the fun little projects you can do. I know when I go through Pinterest and I see some of these fun organizational things or lessons, it gets me really excited about teaching, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do that next year, or I'll have to do that, or you know what I mean? I think that just keeps things fun and exciting. Another thing you can also do is maybe watch an inspirational movie. There's a lot of great like teacher movies out there, and when I went to the conference this summer, they brought up a few that I want to watch. But maybe watch a movie that inspires you. Another thing you can do is also read a book, maybe even a book with different tips or different things just to help motivate you a little bit more. Or you can also try to go to a training or a conference. And like I said, I'm not the best at this one. I could do better. Like I tend to do the ones that are required throughout the year, which is, you know, quite a few, but I could take more opportunities to do this. So yeah, this is something I could do myself. But yeah, these are just a few ideas of some things you can do to help if you're lacking motivation. Okay, well, hopefully this helped you out a little bit, just to get a little bit more excited for next year, or to, like I said, if you've been teaching for a while and you feel like things have gotten repetitive or you're in a rut, or maybe you're just starting teaching and you want to, you know, I mean, sometimes we go through those days where they're really hard and we need that like pep talk. Hopefully this will help you just a little bit more. So, okay, well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.